What's up?
Welcome, everybody, to the show. Welcome to 60 feet 6 inches. MB WHIT here with the commish.
What's going on, WHIT?
And we have a special guest here in the studio today. Behind mic number one, we got Little WHIT. Little WHIT, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing well.
Good. That's good to hear. You ready to talk some baseball?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Is Lil WHIT as knowledgeable as Big WHIT?
I think so.
I mean, at your age, how old are you, Lil WHIT?
8.
At 8, were you there? Probably not.
Probably not, no. Probably not as outspoken as he is either, you know? But he's getting there. He's
Nice.
getting there.
Nice.
But welcome, everybody, to the show. It's been too long, commish. Spring training is at hand. I'm ready to talk about it. I'm ready to get through it. I've been waiting.
They'll be teeing it up soon.
They will be.
Teeing it up. That's golf.
That's
I've been
okay.
watching a lot of golf lately.
Oh, yeah?
You know, yeah.
Yeah. You see Tiger out there doing his thing?
There's a great show on, why are we on golf? But real quick, great show on Netflix called Full Swing.
I'll watch it.
Just came out.
Yeah?
It gets the inside of the PGA guys. It's really good. Really good.
Oh, yeah? John Daly on there?
No, I mean it's like Spieth and Thomas and some other guys like Finau and people like that.
Yeah,
it's good. It's really good.
Oh yeah,
anyway,
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, but back to the real sport.
Yeah, but welcome to the show, everybody. It's been too long. Had to get our feet wet. Now we're just jumping in head first. Commish, you're looking good today.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you got your polo shirt on and everything.
I know. I'm single.
That's good. Single
So
and ready to mingle, baby.
I've lost a little pounds too.
That's good. You look good, man.
Getting
look
there.
good. Yeah. But thanks everybody for tuning in. We're going to get right to it, to my favorite part of the show on this day in baseball history. On this day in baseball history, we would like to wish Alan Trammell a happy 65th birthday.
Nice.
The Hall of Famer and World Series champion.
You ever heard of him, Lil WHIT?
Oh, yeah.
Who'd he play for? Do you have any idea?
He plays for the Tigers.
Dang.
That's right, baby.
Nice.
Turned 65 today, which
Nice.
he's actually still pretty young. You know, 65 is...
Yeah, that's not old at all.
No,
I remember him when I was a kid.
Yeah, absolutely. And so happy birthday, Tram. The 20-year veteran spent his entire career with the Detroit Tigers. Commish, also Little WHIT. This is for both of you guys. Which two other Tigers spent more time with the franchise than Alan Trammell? Can you name the two?
Then Alan Trammell?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Let me think.
Wait, you got any ideas?
I don't think he played with the Tigers, did he? Al Kaline doing the Tiger, was he?
There's one.
Is that one?
There's one.
How about that? You didn't think I was going to get that, did you?
That's good. That's impressive.
How about that?
Think Tigers.
I know Gibby didn't play there that long,
Nope,
did he?
not that long. Anybody?
I think Tigers, I think of the Bird, Mark Friedrich.
Yeah, baby. Of course.
No, I'm just glad I got one. Oh, Cabrera.
That's close.
He wasn't more than Trammell?
No.
Really?
You guys are forgetting one, and I'm surprised.
What position?
Right field or center or left?
A Tiger?
Tiger.
I don't know, man.
All right. We're going to go with Tyrus Raymond Cobb.
Oh, Ty Cobb.
Ty Cobb and Cal Aline.
That's way back.
Too long. Yeah.
I'm proud I got Kaline.
that's
How about
okay.
that?
So within the 20 seasons that Trammell was with Detroit, I mean, he tallied 2,365 hits, hit 185 bombs, career 285, lifetime, great guy. Also won an MVP in the World Series with Jack Morris, and one of my favorite, I would say probably the most famous duo up the middle is Trammell and Lou Whitaker.
Oh, yeah.
Both played 19 seasons together, turned over 1,500 double plays. So I think that's a lot of people will think of nowadays. They'll probably think of Jimmy and Utley up the middle, or even Omar Vizquel. But Trammell's a great shortstop, very durable, and during that World Series in '84, he hit 450.
No, I did not. But you know what? He's 65.
Yeah.
He could probably still start for the Tigers.
Absolutely. Baez, get out of here with that. I mean, they paid him a lot of money.
Javier.
But, I think Trammell was a great addition to the Hall of Fame. Got 4 Gold Gloves, 3 Silver Sluggers, 6-time All-Star, but him and Lou Whitaker played 19 seasons together. I mean, that's that's up there for a lot of guys up the middle that
You
play
don't see
together.
that anymore in
No, you
today's
don't.
age.
You don't. Guys that are willing to stay with the franchise that, drafted him and stuff like that. But happy birthday, Tram. We're thinking of you. Great shortstop and, great on this day in baseball history, Commish.
Nice. I liked it.
So not much has happened since the last season or the last show and episode, but spring training, I think the first game is Saturday. You'll have a couple teams, 4 teams, I think. I think Texas and the Royals, and then Boston and the Mariners will go
you'll
Friday.
get a lot of that going now. Split squads and all that
Yep,
good
that's
stuff.
right. Yep. And even, you got, I don't think we mentioned this last episode, but I think the Texas Rangers are ready to do what they need to do. I mean, they hired Bruce Bochy, who's got, 3 World Series titles in 5 years with the Giants. Good leadership. Chris Young, their GM, former pitcher, knows what he wants, knows when he wants to win. So I think them bringing Boch in maybe has them jumpstart because they got a lot of talent. They got a lot of talent on the team. And I think that's one of the teams that we look for in spring training. But the question is, Commish, is DeGrom going to be healthy?
He'll be DeGrom. He'll probably miss
DeGrom.
half his starts.
Yeah.
I mean, what's new?
Maybe they need Buck Showalter in there kind of grabbing his fanny a little bit to jumpstart him.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Sort of like Soroka.
Yeah, speaking of Soroka, him and DeGrom are both experiencing tightness. So
It's not.
I mean, DeGrom's doing some PFPs, but and a little bit of light toss. But is he ever going to pitch a full season again?
DeGrom, no.
I don't think so either. And that's
He's
very
still special.
tough to say. Yeah, very much so. At least he's not in the East anymore.
Is Soroka ever going to see an MLB mound again?
Unless they're made out of rubber. I don't know. I mean, how do you tear your Achilles playing and then you tear it again walking back from the locker room into the clubhouse?
I got what, groin tightness?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got a lot of projections, especially going around. Padres are looking good, but Mr. Machado said he is opting out. He's opting out of his contract.
Oh.
Now, the Padres did offer him 5 years, over $100 million added onto it, which is ridiculous. So who are you going to keep? You going to let Machado walk? You going to sign Soto?
I think you got to sign Soto
I
just
agree.
because of age.
Yeah. What do you think, Whit?
And
I think they have to sign Soto too.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you still have Tatis and Bogarts.
I think so, too.
Those are 2 guys. That's your shortstop and third, right?
Yeah, and you wouldn't trade all those prospects just to not sign Soto again, would you?
No, you'll see. We'll see what happens after the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Machado changes his mind a little.
Maybe he'll come back. Maybe a reunion in Baltimore.
Hey, don't laugh on the Orioles.
Hey, I saw their payroll today.
They really came on strong towards the end of the year. Remember?
Yeah, 30 plus wins than 30 more wins than last year. You know what their payroll is? I saw it today.
It's dirt cheap.
It's about $80 million.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, not as low as the Rays, but the Rays are still trying to compete. But that's a tough division. AL East is tough. But I mean, with a lot of the teams happening now, Commish, we're going to look towards the NL East because it's looking pretty healthy for a lot of teams, not just division winners Atlanta Braves, but also the Mets, even the Phillies, Marlins. They got a couple acquisitions.
I mean, the Mets, Phillies, and Braves, I think they're the top 3 teams in the National League.
I agree.
I don't even...
Cardinals, maybe?
No. I mean, you can maybe look at the Dodgers or San Diego, but I still think those 3 teams, the Phillies adding Trey Turner.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, we talk about Bryce Harper being out, right?
Yeah.
That's not going to hurt their lineup.
I don't think so either. Because if I guess you're not, I guess ideally Schwarber's probably not going to be the leadoff guy. You're going to put Trey right there, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then maybe put Schwarber in the 3 or 4 hole. Yeah, and then whenever Harper comes back,
I mean, Hoskins playing first.
Yeah,
Supposedly Baum's beefing up.
Yeah.
For at third, Real Muto, one of the
Best
top catchers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then you go in the outfield. I mean, Castellanos isn't bad.
Yeah. Walsh
Who am I
isn't too
forgetting?
bad.
You mean Marsh?
Marsh, what did I say? Walsh, yeah. Marsh isn't too bad. And then you still got Bryson Stott on your bench.
Oh, that's right. He'll probably start at second, don't you think?
Yeah, because Segura's now in Miami.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Philly's pretty tough. I think their depth at starting pitching is probably where they hurt. And do they really have a reliever? Don't say Kimbrel. I mean, he's like, I loved Craig Kimbrel back in the day, but he's not what he used to be.
They extended a couple guys. Was it Sir Anthony? And then
I mean, yeah, they got Nolan Wheeler.
yeah, and they got Taijuan Walker now.
Okay.
Which I mean that's he was in my opinion he was overrated on the Mets. But I think that him staying in the division, they may have a couple how stats are. You like that, Commish. So maybe a couple guys or maybe even his agent said, "Hey, you did well in this division. Maybe you need to stay here." And the Phillies were more than happy to fork up the money.
I think the Phillies are right there with the Braves.
Yeah,
Maybe a tad behind.
yeah. With the rotation with the Atlanta Braves,
It could be really good, or it could maybe be questionable. There's still a lot of unknowns.
right?
I mean, I don't think Fried's an ace necessarily, but he is a top pitcher. And Strider, he had one really good year, right?
Yes.
And he is young, so let's see if he can keep it rolling. And then like Kyle Wright, is he can put together another 21 season?
He just got a cortisone injection today.
Oh,
Yep. He said he's feeling better.
okay.
Reminds me of Varsity Blues.
And old Charlie. So, and I'm not sold on Iglesias as a closer quite yet. I want to see a little bit more.
I think that with the pitching clock, I think he'll do pretty well. Which
Yeah.
we'll talk about the league changes and stuff like that. But
You look at their offense.
my goodness,
You could argue that at every position, except maybe shortstop and left field, that those guys are top 3 in the NL in their position.
absolutely.
I mean, Olsen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you got Freddie, right?
Right.
Goldschmidt. If he has another great year. Pete Alonso. Olsen's
Yep.
right there.
Yep.
Albies at second.
Yep.
I mean, the NL's not loaded on second baseman.
No.
Chaz Chisholm
Yeah.
at Miami. Mm-hmm. Shortstop, I mean, Grissom. I tell you what, you give Grissom the amount of bats that he's going to get this year, I don't think we're going to miss Swanson that much.
It's funny because I think that and me and Little Wit were talking about this on the way here to the studio. I think that the Braves offense carries enough to where they can allow Grissom a little bit more room to even fail because the offense all around is good enough.
I'm not worried about his bat.
You think about his glove,
Yeah,
his
absolutely.
range. Yeah,
Absolutely.
because I mean, you got Arcia, which he's proven that he can scoop him up. Whether it doesn't matter what position he's playing at, but
But then you get a third, Austin Riley, who's definitely top 3 at his position.
I
I really think Sean Murphy's a top 3 catcher.
would say I would say top 2. I mean, who's behind him or who's in front of him?
I mean, Will Smith, Dodgers,
Yeah.
and Real Mewtwo, maybe.
Yeah,
But he's right
you're
there.
right.
He's right there, right?
You're right. Yeah,
And then you look at that, Acuna and Harris. are
Healthy.
Both
yes,
top 3, maybe.
yeah,
Scary.
absolutely. I think that Riley and Acuna are going to be top MVP votes for the NL this year. I think even though Riley is very, very consistent, I just think he's going to blow it open this year.
It's going to be fun to watch. They're going to be pretty explosive.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
So it's going to come down to consistency with starting pitching.
That's what it is. Yep. And there's a lot of questions on Ian Anderson. Can he stay?
He's not even going to be in the rotation.
Fried, Strider, would you say
Wright.
Fried, Wright, Strider,
Well, either way, Morton,
Charlie, and then
Elder, maybe?
yeah, Bryce. He doing well.
Sorry, Ian.
He looks a little goofy without his beard. Did you see him?
No.
It's funny because I read a report that Brian Snicker had mentioned something about his beard. And he said, "Hey man, you need to trim that little animal down.
That's funny.
And then without it, he's looking. He's got a. You know how it's kind of like. There's no offense to anybody, but it's kind of like makeup on women. You know, put the makeup on, looking great. Without it, wow. You know.
Right. So yeah, I have the Braves winning the East.
Oh yeah.
And I have the Mets and the Phillies both making playoffs as wild card teams.
Even though the Mets have got Scherzer and Verlander. Verlander's coming off a freakish year where he won another Cy Young. Is the dead arm thing? Is it going to be a thing?
I think so. That was on my notes. I mean,
they're going to rely.
They're going to be great in the season, right? Now they I don't think their depth is as good as it was last year. I mean, Bassett was good.
He was good.
Senga's not replacing Bassett.
Kodai doesn't even have any major league experience, right? Just in Japan.
Yeah.
And I think that.
Go ahead.
Not saying that the ability's not there, but Major League Baseball it's different.
The thing they have going for them, WHIT, who do you think the best closer is in Major League Baseball?
All time?
No, now. You'd probably say Rivera all time, right? Mariano?
Yeah.
Do you know? You have an idea? I'll put you on the spot.
I'll give you a hint. He's in the NL East.
He plays for the evil empire, the New York Mets.
Edwin Diaz.
Yeah,
There you
he's
go.
so good.
Yeah, he is
He's
lights out.
so good.
Yeah, he's lights out.
So any close game, they're winning. If they're up 1 or 2 runs, they're winning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they'll be. I think they'll be decent. They'll be like last year. They'll be solid and then fade.
Net out.
But you look at, like you were talking about Miami. I mean, they got. I would almost consider maybe the best pitcher in Major League Baseball.
Sandy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, they got some good young guys.
They do. Yeah. And with Jazz moving to center field.
Yeah.
You got Gene Segura going to second or short, wherever they're going to play him. You got Luis, or actually, you know what? They got Luis Arias because they traded Pablo Lopez. So Arias is probably going to go to second, and then maybe put Birdie at third with Joey Wendell, maybe at short, and then you still got Soler.
They'll be all right.
Yeah.
If I was the Mets and Phillies and Braves, I wouldn't worry about them too much.
Got the Marlins got Johnny Cueto, so I'm waiting to see that little shimmy that he does on the mound.
That's still more than the Nationals have.
You know, the Nationals, I would be surprised if they win 60 games this year.
Can you name 3 starters on the Nationals? Anybody?
Victor Robles.
Oh my gosh, they're horrible. I guess Meneses, he's sort of
Joey.
young guy.
He didn't do too bad last year, and
But yeah, they're bad.
yeah, and Martinez is going to have I like seeing managers see how they manage whenever they have less talent, because it may show what
not
kind of
gonna
manager they
help
have.
with them.
Yeah, but
They're going to be the worst team in baseball.
not going to be a Curly W this year.
No. So yeah, that's how I see the East.
Yeah. It's funny because it's not as all around competitive. I mean, with other teams, sometimes these divisions are pretty much just locked in by one team. Like the Central Cardinals all day.
No, why do you say that?
Who else?
You're counting out Milwaukee?
If Christian
Corbin
Yelich can be
Burns,
healthy.
maybe the best pitcher in baseball. Woodruff is right there behind him. Now, yeah, do they have the offense that St. Louis does? No. But does St. Louis have the pitching that Milwaukee does? No.
No, they don't. Because Flaherty can't even stay healthy.
No, they don't. Who do they got? They got
Wainwright.
Montgomery, right?
Yeah.
Wainwright. I mean, come on.
I'm just saying, consistency. And, yeah, you're right.
I think that's a good 2-team race. It's a completely different comparison of teams. Milwaukee's pitching heavy, and then St. Louis is obviously offensive heavy.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Speaking of Corbin, did you see he wasn't feeling too good about that arbitration?
Yeah.
And which I totally understand. The
Did
guy's
he
coming
go?
off a Cy
Was he
Young.
the one that actually went to the arbitration?
Yes, which is
what do
a
you
bad
think?
idea.
You're not supposed to do that.
Bad idea. Because then it's like it's like you're being tried against your friend, where they take all the dirt and just put it on the table, which a lot of times, it's not going to have a good outcome. That doesn't mean that there's not a good relationship between the organization and the player, but they're going to point out flaws, even though he won a Cy Young, 2 seasons ago? I think that he may be on his way out. And that could be by the fault of the Brewers organization by not go ahead and locking him down, I mean, whenever I think about Milwaukee pitchers, there's not that many that come to mind, Couple. But I'm
Barnes,
just saying,
Woodruff.
I mean,
Devin Williams as your closer.
well, now I'm talking like maybe a couple years ago. There hasn't that been many that have had an impact, so they need to lock them down now to support their fan base.
I like what's shortstop.
Oh, Willie Adames.
Yeah, I like him.
I thought that Atlanta was going to trade for him in the offseason whenever Dansby walked, but it looks like that they're going with Arcia and Vaughn Grissom.
But I definitely think that's a 2-team race.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, who's the third best team in the Central? Anybody?
Is it the Cubs maybe?
Oh man. I think young talent, but their pitching's horrendous.
It's bad, and they tried to.
But Pittsburgh's just as bad.
Pittsburgh is just as bad.
I give the edge to Cincy probably. I mean, you do have Green and Lodolo.
Yeah, Nick and Hunter, really, really solid pitchers.
And you got a little bit of young talent there.
Yeah, India, won Rookie of the Year a couple years ago, and then I'm embarrassed, but that's pretty much all I could think.
Tyler Stevenson.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and
he grew up right here in Kennesaw.
Yep, he did.
I coached him in swimming actually when he was a kid. Yep, he was a talented baseball player though, all the way. Played at East Cobb pretty much when he was younger, all the way through.
Yep, that's how you do
He's
it.
a big kid.
Big guy. Yeah.
Yeah, big kid. So yeah, I mean, whatever. Those 3 teams sort of
And then
have fun with the Marlins in Washington.
Oh my gosh. Jazz Chisholm is going to be on the cover of MLB The Show 2023.
Really?
Yes. And
That's interesting.
I was surprised by that, but it seems like the PR department may be trying to branch out, maybe find a player with swag on there or something like that. But it's so funny because about a week later, you have a enhanced version. It's got the old captain on there, number 2. Got Derek Jeter on there. So I'm not. This is just a small discussion, but he didn't play that much last year, and I'm not saying that he's not an impactful player, but usually they're putting MVPs on the covers. Aaron Judge has already been on there, but the man has the record for most home runs in the American League. Wouldn't that have some kind of impact or something? Maybe a pitcher that reached 3,000 or maybe threw a no-hitter or something like that. Or maybe what about old Ricky Vaughn, Spencer Strider? The most strikeouts in the game by a franchise. Broke it last year. But I think the game is changing, and with those changes comes pitch clock and timing, and also the shift is going away, making sure all the infielders are on the certain side of the bag and not a foot in the outfield.
That's gonna be interesting. That would be a big difference.
If that was about 5 years ago, Freddie Freeman would have probably about 500 more hits. But
speaking of Freddie and the Dodgers, the West.
Yeah.
Dodgers or Padres?
Well, the Dodgers won 111 games last year, but they still lost.
Yeah, they had Turner too.
That's true. Well,
and Bueller's not.
He's going to be out.
Yeah.
Kershaw is going to be limited, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's pretty much. I don't know.
And then on the Padres, you got Tatis that's coming back, which could they not?
Is he out for any length of time?
I think he comes back. I want to say
much.
in a little bit of April, and then maybe come back after that. I could be wrong. It may be May, but He's going to be playing. Where's he going to be playing? Maybe right field or left field, maybe? I mean, because you're not going to sit Soto, of course.
No, you're not sitting Soto.
You got Bogarts taking up shortstop now.
Could you use one of them at like between the three with Bogarts and Machado and Tatis and have one of them DH?
Yeah.
I mean, rotate a little bit.
I would probably have Soto DH.
Oh, you could do that too.
Yeah.
Or you can even give Machado a couple days, let him DH, or
put Fernando at third.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's capable.
They have some options.
They have a lot of options. A lot. But they're pitching. I mean, you got Musgrove. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, and Snell, he hasn't really lived up what he was supposed to be. But
got a great closer, Josh Hader.
Yeah. That'll be an interesting race.
Yeah. And, the Dodgers, I think Gavin Lux said he was playing shortstop now. See how that works.
I think the Dodgers are, I mean, besides Freeman, Mookie, I mean, I think Will Smith will have a big year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Muncy.
Turner's still there?
Nope.
Justin?
He's gone.
Oh, that's right.
He's in Boston.
Who's playing third for them?
That's a good
Oh,
question.
is that Vargas is in there?
Oh,
the
yeah.
Vargas guy?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I just don't. That's sort of the same thing, in my opinion, as the Central, right? You got one team that's probably going to be more pitching heavy, where the other's going to be offensive.
You have a lot of holes, It's not complete. And I'm not being biased or anything, but the Atlanta Braves have a lot of holes covered. You know what I mean? That's why it's just I think they'll win more than 100 games this year. Remember I told you last year they'd win over 100 games?
You were on it. They didn't look like it for a while.
101, came us down to that Mets series.
I think with this new scheduling, universal scheduling, will help them reach that goal a little bit easier.
A lot of talent's going to be spread out around the country. That's going to be
You don't have to play the Mets and Phillies. You cut those games down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think the Dodgers and Padres, I go back and forth on who I think can win the West.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think whoever does, I think they'll make that third wild card spot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's tough to, if it's not going to be the Padres or the Dodgers, it's tough to even picture who may be that third wild card spot. I mean,
It sure in the heck isn't San Fran.
no.
They might be the worst team in that division.
With them not getting Correa, that kind of sucked.
I mean, is Arizona the third best team in the West now? You got some good young talent.
Yeah, got Cattell in there, Marte, got that.
Adam Carroll.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And you got McCarthy.
McCarthy.
You
Yep.
got a few guys.
You guys. Yeah.
And Gallen's a pretty good starter.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he actually showed a lot of progression last year. He's good.
Whereas San Fran, I mean, yeah, you have Cobb and Webb, and Duvall as your closer. Do you have anything else do you have anything in the field that's worth talking about?
Jock Peterson.
No. I mean, I like Jock for his role.
Yeah.
But as an everyday starter,
No, probably not. Probably DH a lot.
I mean, they're
So many holes.
Colorado is going to be Colorado.
These teams go out and push a certain kind of heaviness, whether it's got to be either pitching or hitting. And of course, I'm more relying on pitching because I believe that these players coming up can hit regardless. But a lot of these teams are focusing on a lot of things that they don't need or don't have, like the Cubs went out and got Dansby signed it for $180 million. Jason Hayward Part 2. Not saying that he's not going to fulfill it, but you needed pitching.
They're going to put up some numbers, but they're not going to. Yeah, they have no pitching. There'll be a lot of. If you want to go watch some scoring, Little Wit, go watch the Cubs play because you'll probably get a lot of 9 to 8 games and stuff like that.
Cody Bellinger's going to reset. We'll see. That's interesting to see where he's going to be. But
yeah, I think it's pretty much a 7-team for 6 spots, right, in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Somebody will be left out.
Yeah. And to be honest, it's too cold to play in the Windy City. I love Wrigley Field when we talked about our stadiums, but it's going to be too cold. And, Dansby broke his hand out there a couple of years ago getting hit on the hand, But you got a good manager, David Ross.
Yeah.
Good manager. Trust him, trust his players. So
They had a lot of young talent.
yeah, absolutely. Him and Nico up the middle, it's not too bad, But the days of Rizzo and Baez and Contreras all gone. So we'll see how they can try to supplement that to put some fannies in the seats. But a lot of times, places like that, Boston, New York, they really don't have any trouble putting fans in the seats. But what about the Angels? I mean, if Rendon's healthy, Ohtani's good, Trout is healthy,
we talk about them every year.
We do, because they have such great talent. But just how has this man never seen the playoffs? What, one time, right? I think it was one time.
I don't know.
It's tough to say,
Besides the Astros, everything's NL in my opinion.
I'm tired of the Astros. Jose Altuve says he wants to be an Astro for life. But, I mean, what are you going to do with Bregman? What are you going to do with Kyle Tucker? They signed Juan Uribe too. Not Juan Uribe, Jose, So they got a lot of good pieces. Michael Brantley coming back, stuff like that, But have any predictions on who the World Series winner is going to be this year? It's too early to say.
I'm gonna go whoever wins the NL East. And the reason I say that it's going to be because they're going to be the number one seed. You don't want to have to play Milwaukee in a best of 3 or best of 5 series,
especially in Milwaukee.
I mean, with Burns and Woodruff as your
2 shutdown.
You don't.
Nope.
They're the scariest team, I think, in a short series.
I agree. Yep.
But I think that whoever gets that first team bye from the NL East, I think will win the series.
Yeah.
And who did I say was going to win the NL East? And I'm not being a homer. The Braves are loaded.
They are.
They're going to be so fun to watch.
It's tough. What do you think, Lil Whit?
I probably think the Braves.
Why do you think that?
They just have really good offense, really good pitching.
Yeah?
They have Austin Riley. They have Michael Harris, Ronald Acuna Jr. They have Ozzie. They have Travis. They have Sean Murphy.
Yep. They're loaded.
They are loaded.
Matt Olson
coming off and we thought.
And I think Acuna's going to have a monster year.
Too. Oh my gosh. 100% healthy, going full force, not having to run a lot in right field, I mean, you got Michael Harris, he is the gift that the Braves have been looking for to rest Ronald Acuna Jr.,
Well, you think about the guys that we brought up last year, the 3 main guys we brought up last year. Michael Harris, who's now starting in center field, maybe one of the top outfielders in the National League. Spencer Strider, who could very well be one of the top pitchers
for Cy Young.
And Vaughn Grissom, who's now going to be our starting shortstop.
Yep. Impact players.
And the great thing about bringing in Sean Murphy, it allows Darno, who I think is a very smart hitter.
Yes.
He could DH.
Yep.
And, I mean, Eddie Rosario's not bad.
No, he's not. He just had an off year because he had eye surgery,
And our buddy, Marcell Ozuna, sort of doing his thing, showing up as the last person to camp. What?
He should have been the first one there. He should have been like one of those players who needs a montage.
It's all good.
I don't think that they've given up on him yet, but it's tough whenever you don't want to help yourself. Because I really do. Whenever he's on, in 2020, he was on crushing balls. Especially whenever it was insane whenever him and Duvall both hit 3 home runs that game. That was crazy. And I think it comes to a point to where I think Atlanta is wanting him to do well, but I mean, at some point you got to cut him, right, Commish? Somehow cut ties with him, maybe trade him.
Well,
somehow.
I don't think anybody wants him.
I don't think anybody wants him either, but
I'd give him up for, I don't know, 10 buckets of balls for batting practice.
The bucket of curveballs. So I mean, I want him to do so well. I root for him. I really do, because I love his energy on the team. He's got great smile. He's always happy and stuff like that. He's a good teammate. But It's got to correlate to the talent once you get on the field, right, Commish?
You going Braves also?
I have to, only because there's so many non-holes on their team to where it's very tough to try to root against them. Doesn't matter where you live or what team you root for. You have a powerhouse that's in the NL East, but I think that's such a great thing and a great challenge for the Braves, if you want to call it that.
The way I look at it too, I'm like, okay, how good are you if you have one or two injuries, right? And I think the Braves have that depth. I mean, they have some guys they can bring in.
Yeah.
Whereas you look at the Mets, if they have one of their big guns go down pitching-wise, or they have any of those guys,
Neil, Francisco,
one of those guys out, I mean, Phillies are sort of like us, man.
They have a lot of depth.
They're very similar to us.
Them getting Trey Turner, goodness. I hate him in the East. God, he crushes the Braves.
Well, it doesn't matter anymore. The Universal, instead of what is it? Instead of 18, you only play 12.
Yeah, that's right.
Something like that.
Yeah, so it won't be that many division games. But I never want it to come down. I hate the schedule every year. I hate whenever it comes down to like the last 8 games or something like that, or 10 games. I want the Braves to jump out early.
See them get off to a good start.
Yeah. And I want to see Vaughn Grissom do well because, Ron Washington is just a wizard whenever it comes to the infield. And I think that having even if something happens to where, you have to jump ship on Vaughn Grissom for right now, you got Arcia, who's proved himself, and also you got a couple of guys that are on the bench that could, take some time in the outfield like Kevin Pillar. Kevin Pillar is proven.
It's true. I forgot we got him.
Yeah. And no more swords in the dugout, which I think that kind of...
Yeah. They'll find something different.
Yeah, it kind of... I wouldn't say wore out its welcome, but it kind of...
It served its purpose.
Yeah, it did. And then, you move on from it. But...
I mean, you could possibly have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 All-Stars.
Yeah. Not to mention Acuna might 40-40 this year.
He's due for his big year.
He is.
Guess who's got him on their fantasy team?
Commissioner. Speaking of fantasy, who you got?
It's a 15-year league I've been in.
Oh, that's right. You got any holders?
So it's National League only. Okay, so you don't no American League. There's 10 teams, so it goes pretty deep.
It does.
But so you get to freeze 6 guys each year from your team before, and it can be any combination of pitchers and hitters, but you have to have at least 2 on each side. So you can have 2 pitchers, 4 hitters, or you can have 2 hitters, 4 pitchers, or 3 and 3, or whatever.
What'd you do?
Can't do 5 and 1. So I got 3. I'm 3 and 3 because starting pitchers on a 10-team league, when you have to have 5 starters, whew,
pretty slim.
That's 50. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So my pitching, Max Fried.
Yep.
Scherzer. Joe Musgrove.
Wow.
Pretty strong. And you think about 10 teams, those 3 guys are probably all top 12, 15, 13. Mm-hmm. So, that's my 3.
Were you tempted to add Spencer Strider?
Man, I blew it. I had the opportunity to last year, and I knew he was getting ready to come up. And being a Clemson guy, what am I thinking?
That's okay.
And somebody else jumped. Yeah, but somebody else got me to the punch.
Yeah, but you didn't know he was going to.
I know, but
he blew up.
So, that's my pitchers. So now I got 3 fielders, which I usually struggle a little bit.
Yeah.
But I have Ronald Acuna. I froze Will Smith because he's a solid stat guy. And how many catchers are there, right?
Not that many. Slim
3 or 4.
picking.
So if I can get one of them, that puts a big advantage because you have to start 2 catchers every day.
What?
Yeah. In our fantasy.
Who's your other one?
I don't have one yet. We haven't drafted yet.
Ooh.
So, and then
Sean
my
Murphy,
third guy is C.J. Cron.
Great hitter. DH,
Another
first
situation
baseman.
where the problem is in our league, their first baseman's really loaded in the NL. So a lot of those guys are already frozen and taken.
Yeah, Freddie, Pete Alonso.
Yeah, Goldschmidt, all those guys. I mean, I could go through the whole shebang, right?
Oh, Cron drops bombs.
Yeah, so I was like, man, I better pick Cron because if I don't, then I'm not going to have a first baseman. I'll be getting Cronenworth or something as my first baseman, which I don't want that.
You can have Josh
So, yeah,
Bell.
so I'm in
It's not
pretty good
bad.
shape.
Yeah, you are in good shape.
Second baseman's really deep this year, so I don't have to worry about that for a while. So I'm trying to think, because I finished third last year in the league, so I'll pick 8th. So, the Verlanders will be gone.
Yeah.
Because he's a free, he's open. Trying to decide what to do if I go outfield or if I go. Well, no, I'm trying to decide if I go shortstop or reliever. I might have to go closer. But see, I'll have the 8th pick, and then it's a snake draft.
Okay.
So I'll have 8 and 12 or 8 and 13.
8 and
or
13.
Whatever. Yeah. So I think I can get both those.
That's not bad.
Situation.
You going to go after Hader or
Hader's
Edwin?
already frozen, I'm sure, and Diaz is frozen.
Rosella, Iglesias.
I think I have to get one of the big ones, either him or I like Helsley from St. Louis.
From St. Louis, he throws smoke.
And I don't know if he'll be taken or not. And Williams, is he going to be taken or not? I don't know. Some people won't hold relievers.
Helsley throws like a 99-mile-an-hour sinker.
I know.
It's crazy.
So I need to get one of them because if I don't, they might be gone by the time it gets back around to me, and then I'm really messed up.
Right. Yeah.
But shortstop's not too deep. And the top end guys will be frozen.
Trey's already probably frozen. Dansby's
Turner's frozen. Dansby might. He's on the edge probably. But you got Tatis is frozen. I'm sure Lindor is frozen.
Bogarts.
Bogart's a free agent, so he's open.
What about Willie Adames?
I would really like him and Tommy Edman from St. Louis.
Yeah, Tommy.
Because of how many stolen bases and stuff he has.
That's true. Yeah,
So those are sort of my guys that I'm keeping an eye on.
it's good.
Yeah, I like it.
You're ready to win this year.
Oh,
No
I
more
need
top
to.
3, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Champion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The relievers killed me last year.
Really?
Saves, I didn't have hardly any. So,
Who was your closer last year?
gosh, it took me forever to find. I mean, my guys got hurt early. I can't even remember. It was awful. Just awful.
I wonder how.
I was last in that category
What?
in saves out of 10 teams. It was bad.
Oh my gosh!
I can't do that again this year.
No. Were a lot of your closers were they hurt or relief pitchers? Oh,
they got 2 of them got hurt, and then I was
God.
like fishing for whoever was coming. It was bad.
I want to see how Kenley Jansen's going to do with his windup with the pitch clock. 'Cause he takes about 10 seconds because it's 15 without a runner on, and then 20 or 25.
Can they replace the green monster because of too many dents in the wall?
It's too historic. I don't think they will.
Because that's what will happen to Kenley Jansen.
Yeah. He's going to get crushed.
It's not going to be a good year for him, I don't think.
For somebody, and it's also, who's that? Is it? It's not Framber Valdez, is it, for the Astros?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has. Is it Framber or is it?
It's Valdez.
Is it Valdez? Okay, who has the crazy windup?
Isn't it?
Is it Framber Valdez a little bit? Who's got that crazy windup in Houston? You know what I'm talking about?
It's not Framber Valdez.
It's not.
No.
Is it Jose? Okay. Okay, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Can't think of his name. I don't know why. Is it Christian? Is that his name?
I don't know.
No, I don't know why. I'm just drawing a blank right now. But he has like an insane windup to where I don't even. How would they even grade that? I mean, that takes him at least 9 seconds just to get the ball to home plate. You know,
It's going to be interesting with some of the rules,
Yeah.
right? What's the pickoff rule, too? You can only throw over twice?
twice or 3 times, I think. Yeah,
Is it 3?
it might be 3. But the good thing is I think I do agree with the bigger bases because every time I think about smaller bases, every single time I think of Eric Young Jr., crushing Tim Hudson's ankle.
Yeah. I think too though with the 3 throwovers that could be interesting.
Can you imagine the lead?
If a guy throws over twice, I'm getting a big old lead.
Oh my gosh!
'Cause if he throws, I'm gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody like Ronald, his stolen bases might jump up a little bit. It'll be interesting to see if stolen bases jump up.
Yeah, it will be.
Because on the other hand, you have a pitch clock, so it's going to be a little bit quicker to the plate.
Yeah, it will be. So maybe I want to know how much time it's going to shave off.
I don't know.
I don't really. I like the game the way it is because I'm old fashioned.
Too much.
I hope it doesn't speed it up to where there's no time. Like it. I think that. I don't know. It's going to have.
I think it'll be all right.
It's going to be a pitcher's year. I think this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Even with no shifts.
Even with no shifts. Yes.
Just you think coming quicker helps.
Yes, coming quicker, and the pitchers are going to be ready faster. Because it's a lot of the guys are like Nomar. You remember how Nomar was?
Hey man, Strider loves going fast.
I know. So it's funny because I think of Raisel Iglesias as well. That man works quick, and he's ready. By the time you get in there, he's ready to go. But it's going to have a. We'll see. I mean, even if are we going to be able to watch the games this year? Because there's so many blackouts.
Oh.
And Bally Sports, is not getting covered on so many networks to where it's going to be tough.
Bally's going bankrupt.
I know. I saw that. They forgot to pay, what was it, $100 million check or something like that, or a fee or something like that. And so I just forgot. I got all this money. I forgot to pay $100 million. But starting on Saturday, got pretty much everybody playing. Grapefruit League going, different leagues going. I'm intrigued, like I'd mentioned before at the beginning of the show. I'm intrigued to see the Texas Rangers with all that talent that they have. Padres, Dodgers. Looking to see what Burns can do again. And, of course, we're always looking to the Atlanta Braves. Not that we're, homies or anything like that, but it's tough to not watch them and get excited.
Any young, rookies or first-year dudes that I might go after in my fantasy?
Who was the number one? Was it Holiday last year? No, he's not going to be
somebody
up
that's going to get some play time. What about that?
What's his name? From Watson.
Carroll hasn't been up too long with Arizona, has he?
No, not that long either. Kelnick could be coming back and having another big year.
Who's the kid, the Milwaukee outfielder? Don't they have a kid? Mitchell? Is he young?
Yeah, Mitchell's. Cat? Yeah, he's kind of young.
I like O'Neill Cruz too, but he's been around for a few years.
Yeah, he should.
He might be one of my shortstops.
He's going to be gone in a couple of years. He's too talented, and his freaking exit velo off the bat is way too hard to keep him in Pittsburgh.
His exit velo deep in the hole too, throwing about 100 miles an hour over to first base.
Yeah, he's got a lightning arm.
He's like 6'7", isn't he?
He's like 6'9". He's a monster.
Insane.
He's like a tight end.
Playing shortstop, he can bring it.
He can. Yeah, he can. Yeah, but it's good to talk baseball again, Commish. I'm so ready for the season. I'm so ready for the season. And did you watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah, good game.
It was a great game, wasn't it?
Very good game.
Pat Mahomes has my respect. You know why? Former baseball player.
Yep.
And his daddy Pat was a great pitcher for the Twins. And I think that hopefully his ankle is not hurt. I think he may have kind of,
Whenever a team from Philadelphia or New York can lose, I'm happy.
Absolutely. And Jalen Hurts only has one look, and then if he doesn't look anywhere else, he can't throw it. And I will say this. I may get a little backlash from this. Not a fan of the halftime show. I miss the
Prince. Thing is, I like Beyonce. Is it Beyonce? No, Rihanna. I like her music. I liked her songs, but it was just sort of
bleh. Same old stuff.
Yeah.
I need a band. I wish Tom Petty was still alive, but
last year's halftime was pretty good.
It was okay. Yeah, what was it, JT?
It was all the history of the hip hop guys.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Really good.
With Dr. Dre, that's right. Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
But you know what was good was the national anthem, Chris Stapleton.
Oh my gosh! Did you see
that dude was bad?
Did you see the head coach of the Eagles? That was great. That was
good. That's number 2.
It was.
Nobody ever beat Whitney, but that was definitely number 2.
Yeah, true. Nobody will ever beat Whitney Houston. That's for sure. But I hope to see better halftime shows, only because I'm an old-fashioned guy. I loved it whenever Prince came out there and absolutely shredded on the guitar. He's seriously missed. A lot of music like that is seriously missed,
Oh, yeah. But no, the Super Bowl was good.
Yeah.
It's good. Mm-hmm. I need a little break from football.
I needed a serious break from football. I was so, like, the moment that the Super Bowl was over, baseball.
I was getting a little excited about college basketball because my Tigers are doing well, and then now they've lost 4 out of the last 5.
Oh.
19-8.
It's not bad, though.
No, but no, I don't know if they'll make the big tourney.
No?
It'll be close. You can't lose. They lost to a team. They lost to Louisville last week.
What?
Who is 3?
Louisville.
3-23. They lost to them. Not good.
Well, maybe they just had a little bit of an off game.
In the NBA, I can't watch it. I can't watch the Hawks. They drive me crazy.
Trae Young's going to be gone soon. Fortunately, it's just I don't know if it's the coaching or if it's the atmosphere.
Gosh.
I don't know. There's no leadership on the team.
Thank you. Everybody says that.
Leadership.
0. Trey's not going to be your voice leader.
No.
He's just not going to come out and do it. And right now, he's not leading by example either. He is assist-wise. I think but his 3 points have been horrible this year.
Yeah. He's throwing up prayers. Man,
his basketball IQ is terrible.
Trey, go up and look up some old Pistol Pete Maravich videos on how to.
The thing is, I like the guys we have on the team. They're fun to watch. But man, they
don't work as a team.
Nate McMillan, he's useless.
I think he may be gone.
I think they'll get rid of him before they do anything with Trey.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll see if they can bring somebody else in, get something done. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I can't watch much NBA.
Nope. But baseball is back this week. We're happy to do this show again, Commish.
Are you one of those guys that'll be
opening day?
Oh, not even opening day, but like next week you'll be watching a lot of spring training and stuff.
You know it. I'm looking up prospects like Khalil Watson. He's a Miami prospect, right, Little Whit?
Yep.
Yeah, good shortstop.
Yeah.
Very quick, super quick, and good hitter. Other than that, I mean, the Braves have a couple guys, but I mean, they pretty much got their team. I'm interested to see how Kevin Pillar is going to do because I really like him. He's a guy other than maybe getting drilled in the face. I mean, he's a guy who can really make an impact on a team, even whenever the team's already good, But I'm excited, and I've got to mention this, Commish, a 21-year vet for the Cardinals, Tim McCarver. He passed away.
Oh, really?
He did.
When did that happen?
A couple of days ago. Yep.
Wow.
Legendary sports broadcaster.
Yeah, I remember Remember when him and Deion got into
Deion
it.
Sanders. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. But I saw a interview with him whenever he talks about Bobby Gibson pitching in that World Series and that whole season actually, where his ERA was just above 1, and talk about how he's never seen anybody just take charge like that, and he's going to be missed. So he was a good impact player. Probably more well known as a broadcaster, wouldn't you say? Even though he's a great player.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of good calls,
Yep.
And it's tough getting old, But
tell me about it.
But he'll be missed, especially in the baseball community and also in the broadcasting booth. And it's going to be the first year without Vince Scully, first season.
Yeah.
Even though he was out of the booth already, but it feels weird. And
I mean, what? Well, I'm sort of changing because we were talking broadcasters real quick, and I know we got to wrap this up. But why was people upset that Chip Carey left?
I don't know.
He was horrible.
He always.
I was never a fan of his.
Always voted. He's like John Smoltz. He's always going for the other team. And the thing is, what I cannot stand Every time Chip Carey would say, the last time this guy hit a home run, or so what, the guy would hit a home run. Every single time. He's been 0 for his last 25. Hasn't hit a home run since. Well, this ball is walloped to right field every single time. You know who they got in the booth now?
I was surprised they didn't bring Ingram in.
I was surprised they didn't bring in Ben also, but they got the guy who does the voice for Madden.
Okay.
And then they also got Peter Marlin in there.
Okay.
I like Peter Marlin. Peter Marlin. You know? Peter, that's right. And Brian Jordan's going to be in there too, which I like Brian.
No, you can't. Announcing-wise.
I like at least give me some more Tommy. I like Tommy in the booth also. Tom Glavine's always good. And I even like Mike Soroka. He was in there for a couple games. I still liked him also. He was good.
He might need to take up that profession.
And, oh, gosh, don't say that, Commish. I hope that's not true. But we'll see. Mike, just be careful while you're stretching. And we can also put Paul Bird in there. I like Paul Bird. Yeah. Got very good insight on pitching. But I'm excited. Even as a personal Braves fan, I'm excited. Because it's a team that we can go watch locally and see what they do and have other teams from other divisions come in and we can play also with this open schedule.
Oh, Paul Bird coached against Adam when he played.
Oh, yeah.
He coached at Atlanta Roadrunners. His son, Grayson Bird, played at Clemson. Mm-hmm. And a guy by the name of Seth Beer played at Clemson. He's in the major leagues right now.
That's right, he is.
They both are on that team. And Paul was sort of the pitching coach.
All of your offspring
and Adam played.
Are just full of talent, aren't they?
Huh?
All of your offspring, they're just full of talent.
Adam played a ton of baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look him up on Perfect Game. He was pretty solid.
Name drop.
Yeah. But, he did well.
That's good, man. It's good.
He played against a lot of big names.
Yeah. Oh, Lil WHIT. He's going to be in there, too.
Where are you playing ball at?
I'm playing.
Is it in Kennesaw?
Yeah. It's in Ackworth.
Oh, Ackworth.
Yeah.
There used to be a really good travel team in there, and I forget what they were called.
Is it the Warriors?
No. Kennesaw Stars or something like that. I don't know if they're still around.
I think that's right. Yeah. I think that's right.
They're pretty good. But there's some good baseball over there.
Yeah, and also near Lassiter in Marietta.
Oh, yeah. That's where we grew up. That's where Adam that's where Adam learned how to play ball. Mm-hmm. Was over in that Lassiter.
Good competition.
In that Sandy Plains and Sweat Mountain area.
Yeah. Lil WHIT's he's a good adjuster because he's the very few right-handed throwers that bats lefty.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
can you hit righty too?
Little.
Hey man, being a switch hitter is huge also. Mm-hmm. You know, a couple things that really helped Adam out. Number one, he was only about 5'7", but he threw right at 90. He topped out at 90, and he had 4 pitches, so he could throw a slider, curveball, changeup. But even more impressive, he was a switch hitting outfielder.
Oh, so Brian Reynolds.
And he didn't learn how to really switch hit until he was like 14.
Wow.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah. So he switched hit.
Did you know Carlos Beltran didn't learn how to switch hits until he was in the minor leagues?
That's crazy, isn't it?
Isn't that insane?
But one of the things he was told by, you know who C.J. Stewart is? You've heard of his name?
Yes.
So he played for the Cubs, but he's around our area, and he taught a lot of kids, and now he's big involved in inner city.
Yeah, him and like Corey Patterson too, right?
Yeah. Yep. So he was one of Adam's first coaches. And he told Adam when he was young, he said, learn how to play outfield. Number one, it helps your arm strength.
Yep.
Helps your speed.
Yep.
And he goes, if you know how to play outfield, even though you're an infielder, if you learn how to play outfield, because what happens when you get to high school, the number one athlete, unless you're the number one athlete, and you very well might be, but number one athlete, guess what position he's going to play in high school?
Center field.
Shortstop. Okay. Number 2 guy in your district, he's going to play second.
Yep.
Third guy's going to play third. But if you learn how to play outfield, you're guaranteed to start in high school.
That's right. Exactly. That's right.
If you have those skills.
Mm-hmm.
So you learn how to track balls because it's different, right?
Exactly right.
And actually, when you get up to that age of 14 and stuff, you know, when you're your age, can you steal in your leagues? Not yet. So catching's probably not a big position yet.
Right.
But what's the other position that nobody wants to play?
Outfield.
Right field, right?
Yep.
Oh, right field. You turn 14, all of a sudden right field's huge.
Yeah.
Because if you have a gun of an arm,
That's exactly
which Adam
it.
did,
Yep.
he could put on a line from right to third, right to second. He threw out so many guys.
Throw a couple guys out running to first. They're a little slow.
Yeah, that happened.
Catch them on the short
That happened
hop.
multiple times.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's good, man.
so learn how to play outfield.
Yeah, a little bit. You hear that?
Doesn't
man?
mean you have to play it, but track balls, learn how to crow hop,
Yep.
and you're ready to go.
Yeah, I told him that, in college, I went from DH and then outfield also and played a little infield. But I was telling him that whenever I was a switcher, that was one of the main things that they asked me, could you play outfield? And put me out there, played right field, So, any parents that are listening to the show, let your kid play anywhere, wherever, because it'll benefit them because they'll learn something anywhere they're going to be,
You pitch. You do kid pitch yet?
No.
Next
You
year.
don't?
Next year.
Oh, okay. So next year.
No pitching machines was, thank God.
You doing pitching machines?
No pitching machines.
Why, you didn't like them?
No.
Too inconsistent?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Can't see where the pitcher's release point is, you know what I mean? I hated that as a kid.
I hated coach
Stand it.
pitch. It's terrible.
Yeah. Throwing
You get some guys
Henry
that are-
Rowan Gardner floater balls up there.
Oh my gosh, it was horrible. No, when Adam played at Sandy Plains, they always went machine until he was 9. Then he could
Yeah.
pitch.
Yep.
Long toss. You want a strong arm? Long toss. That's all you got to do.
When we throw a little whit, what do we always start off with?
Weighted ball.
Weighted ball.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
There you go, baby.
Cool, fun stuff. I miss those days.
Fun stuff. And
Miss those days.
like I said again, I will say it one more time. I'm so ready for baseball. I'm about to freaking break through this window in the studio. But it's been a pleasure for everybody to listen in. Commish, always a pleasure. Lil Whit, thanks for coming in the studio, brother. Mm-hmm. Will you come back again sometime?
Oh, yeah.
Good. I like to hear that.
Been fun.
Good. I'm glad.
And maybe Lil Whit needs to host his own podcast.
Maybe he needs to.
That'd be sort of fun to listen to, wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah. Yeah.
Invite
It
little
would be.
buddies over to
Yeah,
be guests and
exactly.
stuff like that.
I guarantee you, he'd probably blow them out of the water. Half of them don't even know who are on the Braves.
You baseball card collector too?
Yeah.
Nice.
It went, me and my dad went to Cooperstown in 2021 and we went to a little shop and there was lots of cards and he bought a little.
Yeah.
Got a couple.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah. I got Roger Maris' rookie card.
Dang, boy. You
Yeah.
got some good stuff.
I did.
And he got me Freddie Freeman when he was young.
Yeah, it's Freddie Freeman's rookie card also.
Okay.
And then Freddie Freeman's signed ball by him whenever he was in the home run derby.
You got Chipper rookie card?
Yeah.
But you know what one rookie card we do have?
I have multiple.
King Griffey Jr.
Oh, you have the main one?
Yep.
The upper deck one?
Yep.
Really?
And
I don't have that one.
I have an extra one.
I have extra chippers.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We need to talk, Commish.
We do.
Yes,
Because
we
I
do.
got some good stuff. I mean, I when I collected as a kid, this is going on a whole nother segment. I know you got to get out of here.
Yep.
But I basically have every card made from 75 to 84.
Wow.
It's almost 10 years.
Wow.
But back then it was only Topps and Fleer and Donners.
Yeah.
And there was no special inserts and all that kind of stuff. But I have a lot of stuff in really good shape.
I told you I've got
Rookie Hendersons. You got rookies.
no.
I could throw that in the little package.
I got some
for the
Bill Murphys
Griffey.
too.
I got like 6 Ricky Hendersons. Oh, I got Jeter's rookie.
No way.
The Topps one with him in the
The boy from Kalamazoo.
no, it's I'll show it to you.
Yeah.
But I got like 7 of those.
I got also I picked up while we were there Koufax's.
See,
66.
you probably have a lot of older stuff, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
See, yeah, that's cool.
Babe Ruth's first pitching card is worth a ton.
Dang. See, you
First
got some
issue
cool stuff.
Yeah. Whenever he's on the Red Sox.
All right, we got to talk.
Yeah, we do. All right, everybody, we're going to close out the episode today. Episode Lucky 13. It's coming to a close, and this was a fun episode again. Wait, thanks for coming in, Commish. Always a pleasure, guys. And tune in. We're going to be putting out more episodes as the season starts. MLB 2023 season is right around the corner. And everybody, thanks for joining in. Keep your grass green and your pants dirty.